What if I told you that the reason you always crash at 3 p.m. has nothing to do with being lazy, tired, or unmotivated? What if everything you've been blaming, your workload, your sleep, your coffee habits, was actually a misunderstanding of your own body? Most people think fatigue is normal, but the shocking truth is that your hormones are trying to send you a message, and your energy is completely in your control. Imagine waking up, taking just 10 minutes to realign your body, and suddenly your focus stays sharp, your mood stays stable, and that dreaded afternoon slump disappears. What if the key to unstoppable energy isn't more caffeine, more willpower, or more effort, but one tiny habit most people overlook every morning? The first moments of your day decide your energy, your clarity, and your entire performance for the rest of it. And the best part, it's simple, it's free, and it works instantly when you do it right. Today, I'm going to show you the exact secret that rewires your body, stops the 3 p.m. crash, and changes your life forever. And it starts in the very next 10 minutes of your morning. What if I told you that the reason you always feel drained at 3 p.m. has nothing to do with working too hard, staying up too late, or lacking willpower? What if everything you thought you knew about fatigue was completely wrong, and the truth was hidden inside your own body, quietly sabotaging your energy while you go about your day? Most people blame their exhaustion on coffee crashes, Monday blues, or poor sleep. But the shocking reality is that your 3 p.m. slump is actually a signal from your hormones, a warning your body is sending because it's out of sync. When you wake up, your body is supposed to release a symphony of hormones that guide your energy, focus, and mood throughout the day. Cortisol, often called the stress hormone, should rise naturally in the morning like the sun, gently energizing you. But when you wake up scrolling your phone, chugging coffee before drinking water, or skipping breakfast, your cortisol spikes too soon or falls too low, and your blood sugar begins to swing wildly. By the time the clock hits 3 p.m., your brain is begging for glucose, your energy tanks, and every simple task feels impossible. What if I told you this isn't a personal weakness, but a biological design flaw created by tiny choices you make before 10 a.m.? And here's the part that will shock you most. This slump isn't permanent. Your body isn't broken, it's just confused. A few small changes, sunlight exposure, a quick movement ritual, proper hydration, and the right morning fuel can retrain your hormones to stay stable all day long. Imagine feeling clear, focused, and alive, not just until lunch, but deep into the afternoon, without relying on coffee, sugar, or willpower. That 3 p.m. crash isn't inevitable, it's a signal. And it's asking for one thing: respect for the natural rhythm of your body. Once you understand that this exhaustion is hormonal, not personal, you unlock the secret to consistent energy, sharp focus, and emotional stability. Your afternoons stop being a fight and start being your time of peak performance, creativity, and clarity. It's not magic, it's science, the science your body has been begging you to listen to all along. What if I told you that the secret to never crashing at 3 p.m. isn't more coffee, energy drinks, or even willpower, but a tiny morning habit almost nobody does? What if everything you've been doing to stay awake in the afternoon has actually been sabotaging your energy all along? Most people think afternoon fatigue is normal, inevitable, or just part of getting older, but the truth is shocking. Your body is designed to have steady energy throughout the day, if only you knew how to trigger it. That one hidden habit that nobody talks about is the way you start your morning. The moment you open your eyes, your body begins a cascade of hormonal messages that set the tone for the entire day. Skip sunlight, delay hydration, and grab sugar or caffeine first, and your hormones go haywire. Cortisol spikes too early, insulin misfires, and by mid-afternoon, your brain and body are screaming for fuel. But here's the jaw-dropping part. It only takes 10 minutes to flip this entire system. Step outside, let sunlight hit your eyes, move your body even briefly, drink water, and eat a protein-rich bite, and you've just reset your hormonal rhythm for the whole day. Imagine never hitting that dreaded slump, never reaching for candy or coffee, never feeling foggy or unmotivated, simply because of the first 10 minutes of your day. What if the reason you've been exhausted isn't your workload, your responsibilities, or even lack of sleep, but a morning mistake so subtle that you don't even notice it? People spend thousands of dollars on supplements, gadgets, and hacks to boost energy when all they really need is to honor their body's natural rhythm. This isn't guesswork, It's biology. Your body craves light, movement, hydration, and protein to balance cortisol and glucose. Miss it, and the 3 p.m. crash is unavoidable. Master it, and you unlock unstoppable energy, mental clarity, and focus. That hidden habit is simple, shocking, and life-changing because it doesn't just fight fatigue, it rewires your body to perform at its best without relying on caffeine, motivation, or willpower. Once you discover this, you'll realize that consistent energy isn't about pushing harder, it's about starting smarter. What if I told you that the very hormone you've been blaming for stress, weight gain, and energy crashes is actually your most powerful ally if you only knew how to work with it? What if everything you've been taught about cortisol being bad is completely wrong, and the real problem isn't the hormone itself, but the timing of your life around it? Most people think cortisol is the villain, the thing that spikes when you're stressed and makes you anxious, tired, or irritable. But here's the shocking truth. Cortisol is your body's natural clock, your internal alarm system designed to give you focus, energy, and alertness at the right moments. When you wake up, cortisol should rise like the sun over the horizon, energizing your body, sharpening your mind, and setting the tone for a productive day. But the world we live in, endless screens, constant notifications, skip breakfasts, late nights, and rushed mornings, has completely scrambled this clock. Suddenly, cortisol peaks at the wrong time, crashes too early, and your body is left exhausted when you need energy most. That 3 p.m. slump isn't a lack of willpower, it's your hormones screaming that their timing has been disrupted. And here's the part that will shock you. By simply honoring the natural rhythm of cortisol, you can completely transform your energy, focus, and even mood. Step outside to morning sunlight, move your body, hydrate, and eat protein, and you realign cortisol with its intended schedule. Your energy becomes steady, your focus becomes sharp, and your emotional resilience skyrockets. The crash at 3 p.m. disappears, not because you forced yourself to push through it, but because your body is finally running on the schedule it was designed for. What if your brain fog, irritability, and mid-afternoon exhaustion weren't flaws, failures, or laziness, but simply a misaligned clock that could be reset in minutes each morning? Cortisol is not your enemy, it's the most powerful timer you own, waiting for you to stop fighting it and start flowing with it. Once you respect this clock, your days transform. Your productivity, creativity, and energy stop being a struggle and instead become a natural rhythm that works with you, not against you. Understanding cortisol's timing is the key to unlocking unstoppable focus, energy, and balance, all hidden in plain sight in your own body. What if I told you that the reason you feel irritable, foggy, and drained at 3 p.m. isn't about laziness, lack of sleep, or even stress, but something much simpler and far more shocking, the sugar in your blood? What if everything you thought about energy, motivation, and willpower was actually controlled by tiny invisible chemical swings happening inside your body right now? Most people think they crash in the afternoon because they didn't sleep well, or because their jobs are too demanding, but the truth is far more hidden and insidious. It's unstable blood sugar. Your blood sugar is the fuel your brain and body run on, and when it spikes or dips too quickly, it hijacks everything. Your energy, your focus, and even your mood. That sudden craving for candy, coffee, or snacks isn't weakness. It's your body screaming for balance. And here's the shocking twist. Very breakfast or snack choices you make in the morning and at lunch are often the reasons you're powerless by 3 p.m. Eat something sugary or refined, and your blood sugar skyrockets, giving you a temporary high, a false boost that feels like energy, but then it crashes harder than ever. Suddenly your mind fogs, your motivation vanishes, and every simple task feels like a mountain. What if the key to ending this cycle wasn't more coffee, more naps, or more discipline, but understanding and controlling your blood sugar naturally? Small changes, protein and fiber at breakfast, balanced snacks, and timing your meals to stabilize glucose can stop the roller coaster entirely. Imagine your 3 p.m. energy not as a battle, but as a steady flow that never dips, where your mood is calm, your focus sharp, and your body alert. Your afternoon crash isn't an accident, it's a predictable chemical reaction that can be fixed once you understand it. Most people chase energy through caffeine, sugar, or stimulants, not realizing that the true control lies in their own meals, choices, and timing. What if your energy, mood, and clarity weren't random or unreliable, but simply the outcome of the balance of your blood sugar, something you can master in minutes every morning and at lunch? Once you realize this, you stop blaming yourself for exhaustion and start working with your biology instead of against it, unlocking focus, mental clarity, and energy that feels almost unfair to anyone still stuck in the old crash and caffeine cycle. What if I told you that the reason you feel drained, distracted, and unmotivated every afternoon isn't because of your workload, stress, or even lack of sleep, but because of the first few hours of your morning? What if everything you thought about productivity, energy, and willpower was actually being sabotaged before 10 a.m.? Most people believe their afternoons are controlled by caffeine, lunch, or sheer effort, but the truth is far more shocking. Your energy all day long is dictated by your early morning choices. The way you start your morning sets the hormonal stage for the next 12 hours. Wake up, scroll your phone, skip water, grab sugar, or delay movement, and you've already sent a signal to your brain and body that chaos is okay. Cortisol spikes or crashes, insulin misfires, blood sugar swings, and by mid-afternoon, your focus collapses and your energy evaporates. You feel exhausted, unmotivated, and frustrated, but it's not your fault. Your body is simply responding to the signals you gave it hours ago. Here's the shocking truth most people never hear. The secret to conquering that 3 p.m. slump isn't in afternoon hacks or energy drinks. It's in the first 60-90 minutes of your day. Step outside to morning sunlight, move your body, hydrate, and fuel yourself with protein. And you are not just starting the day, you're setting your energy, focus, and mood on autopilot for hours. What if I told you that every mid-afternoon crash, every moment of brain fog, and every struggle with motivation could be traced back to a single morning mistake? It's simple, but almost nobody does it. And yet, those who master their morning rhythm don't just avoid the 3 p.m. slump, they thrive. Their focus is sharp, creativity flows, and energy feels limitless. Your afternoon doesn't have to be a fight, a drag, or a series of coffee fixes. It can be a time of clarity, productivity, and momentum, the way your body was designed to function. That first part of your day is more powerful than any supplement, gadget, or productivity hack. Once you realize that your mornings literally control your afternoons, you gain a power almost nobody around you understands. The power to choose energy, focus, and mood before the rest of the world even starts moving. What if I told you that there's one single habit, taking less than 10 minutes a day, that could completely erase your 3 p.m. crash, supercharge your focus, and transform your energy from morning to night? What if all the coffee, energy drinks, and willpower you've been relying on were just distractions from this one overlooked secret? Most people think lasting energy comes from pushing harder, sleeping more, or taking supplements. But the truth is far more shocking. Your body already has the power to sustain unstoppable energy. You just need to unlock it with the right habit. This isn't about motivation or determination. It's about biology, timing, and respecting your body's natural rhythm. Imagine waking up feeling foggy and sluggish, thinking that your day is already lost. Now imagine that 10 minutes later, after a simple ritual of sunlight, movement, hydration, and a protein-rich bite, your brain feels alert, your mood stable, and your energy steady. That ritual doesn't just prevent a mid-afternoon crash. It rewires your hormones, balancing cortisol, stabilizing blood sugar, and creating a natural, sustainable flow of energy that lasts all day. What's shocking is that most people overlook this because it feels too simple. Yet science proves it works better than any stimulant, supplement, or productivity hack. By front-loading your morning with this habit, you don't just survive the day, you dominate it. Your focus becomes razor-sharp, your creativity flows, and even stress becomes manageable because your body is running on its intended schedule. What if your struggles with fatigue, brain fog, and mood swings weren't problems with your lifestyle, but simply a lack of this one morning activation habit? Once you implement it, the difference is immediate and undeniable. No more relying on caffeine, no more mid-afternoon crashes, no more feeling trapped by your own biology. Your day becomes predictable, productive, and energized. This is the power of one simple, overlooked, and life-changing habit. It's a small investment of time for a massive return in energy, clarity, and performance. And once you experience it, you'll realize the 3 p.m. slump isn't inevitable at all. It's just the symptom of a habit you haven't been practicing yet. So now you know the truth. Your energy, focus, and mood aren't random. They aren't the result of luck, willpower, or endless coffee. They are a reflection of the choices you make every morning, the tiny habits that set your hormones, blood sugar, and focus on fire, or let them crash. Imagine taking control of your mornings, aligning your body's natural rhythm, and watching your afternoons transform from struggle into unstoppable momentum. The 3 p.m. slump doesn't have to define you anymore. The power to change your energy, your clarity, and your entire life is in your hands, starting with just a few minutes each morning. Good luck as you take this knowledge and turn it into action. I promise once you commit, you will feel the difference immediately. Thank you for trusting yourself enough to listen, to learn, and to choose a life of consistent energy, focus, and unstoppable momentum. Your best days are waiting, and it all begins the moment you start honoring your body and your rhythm. What if I told you that the reason you always crash at 3 p.m. has nothing to do with being lazy, tired, or unmotivated? What if everything you've been blaming, your workload, your sleep, your coffee habits, was actually a misunderstanding of your own body? Most people think fatigue is normal, but the shocking truth is that your hormones are trying to send you a message, and your energy is completely in your control. Imagine waking up, taking just 10 minutes to realign your body, and suddenly your focus stays sharp, your mood stays stable, and that dreaded afternoon slump disappears. What if the key to unstoppable energy isn't more caffeine, more willpower, or more effort, but one tiny habit most people overlook every morning? The first moments of your day decide your energy, your clarity, and your entire performance for the rest of it. And the best part, it's simple, it's free, and it works instantly when you do it right. Today, I'm going to show you the exact secret that rewires your body, stops the 3 p.m. crash, and changes your life forever. And it starts in the very next 10 minutes of your morning.